when it comes to this game, very disappointing. Like, very disappointing. All three phases, to be honest with you. And I just told the players, first off, I got to take a look at myself. I want to take a look at every player. I want to take a look.
Now, I'm getting tired of being a sucker. I go to Dick's, no Diddy. I buy the merch every year. I talk myself into this. It's like being in an abusive relationship. Oh, Tim stopped drinking, and he stopped beating me. We're really working things out. Then you get home from your quilting seminar, and he's drunk again, and he throws you down the stairs. At this point, it's my fault for being in this relationship. It's my fault for still wearing the New York Jets green. It's still my fault for being a fan after 30 years and knowing that death, taxes, and the Jets are gonna fucking jet at the end of the day.
There's a little bootleg for Fields. The pass play is not there, so he takes off.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Jets with another dismal performance, and they come back to earth. We've got highlights. We got Aaron Glenn's postgame conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
For sports nuts. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.
Well, there you have it, folks. This just in, I'm a fool. Yeah, that's right, folks. You heard it right here at New York Minute. I'm the host of the show, and I'm a big fat fool. Because I drank the Kool-Aid last week. I started talking myself into existence that the Jets could actually play against the Bills. I made a fool of myself on this show in the preview show, saying that the Jets were just as good as the Bills. I am held captive by the New York Jets. I have what they call Stockholm Syndrome. Look it up. It's where you become in love with your captor. I've been a fan of the New York Jets since Rich Kotite. That was a long time ago, and nothing has changed. Aaron Glenn comes in and talks about how he's going to be a leader of men and how he's going to have the best preparation in the NFL. And if you make mistakes, you're gone, baby. There's going to be nothing but ramifications for the New York Jets. And guess what? The Robert Saleh Jets showed up today. In fact, I never saw a Robert Saleh-led Jets team play as bad as this Aaron Glenn-led team today. Where were they? This was the most lackluster, dismal performance I've seen in the last 6 years, Aaron Glenn. So what's your excuse now? And every single thing that I was afraid of to start the season came true today. Justin Fields couldn't hit water after he fall out of a boat. Everyone started blowing smoke up Justin Fields' ass, calling him the next Sam Darnold and Geno Smith after week 1. There was absolutely no running game. Breece Hall, Allen, both on a milk carton, both MIA, no establishment of the run, no offensive line play today, and the Buffalo Bills did what they want when they wanted. The only time the Jets were able to slow down the Bills today is when they knocked him in the nose and he had a nosebleed for about a minute and a half. Also, Clemens, gone off the team. I'm done with the stupid goddamn penalties. Aaron Glenn, the defensive great mind, was supposed to come into this team and was supposed to stop the mistakes. The mistakes haven't stopped, and they've increased. Whether it's the personal fouls next to the sideline, tackling guys too long, whether it's roughing the passer on third down today and extending the drive, which you can't do against the Buffalo Bills, whether it's Kellen Clemens. Dude, enough. I keep coming back every fucking year, and it's the same shit from the New York Jets. Now Justin Fields is hurt. He has a concussion. Now we bring in the paper-mâché man, Tyrod Taylor, who's our backup, who threw for 57 yards today and gets perpetually hurt. This team will not have a quarterback by week 3. This team is going to start the season 0-5. All that hope I had, all that equity that Aaron Glenn built up last week with me and the Jets fan base is gone. They don't have any wide receivers. Their quarterback looked absolutely lost against a divisional opponent at home today. And the New York Jets did not look disciplined. They did not look fired up. And they looked like they were in a fucking haze. Now, I'm getting tired of being a sucker. I go to Dick's, no homo, no Diddy. I buy the merch every year. I talk myself into this. It's like being in an abusive relationship. Oh, Tim stopped drinking and he stopped beating me. We're really working things out. Then you get home from your quilting seminar and he's drunk again and he throws you down the stairs. At this point, it's my fault for being in this relationship. It's my fault for still wearing the New York Jets green. It's still my fault for being a fan after 30 years and knowing that death, taxes, and the Jets are gonna fucking jet at the end of the day. What else do they have to prove to you? This was a prove-it year. This was about to be effort and development of their players. The Jets took one step forward last week and took 7 leaps backwards today. I don't know about you guys. How do you feel as a Jet fan today? Did you like the way the offense was clicking? Did you like the way that Justin Fields threw for 26 yards and was running for his life all day long? Did you like that there seemed to be no defensive scheme, no offensive scheme, and the special teams had their head up their ass again today? So I'd like to see all the excuses and what Aaron Glenn's got to say, Mr. Leader of Men in Motivation, because calling you out right here, Aaron Glenn, on the New York Minute Sports Show. That's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. What are you doing? I've never seen a Robert Saleh team played like this, and in fact, a Robert Saleh-led New York Jets team who had Aaron Rodgers get hurt in the first 3 seconds of the game were able to defeat pretty much the same team that the Aaron Glenn-led New York Jets saw today at home. This was a game you could have built on. You know what? If you guys lost by a touchdown in a tough played game, I'd be fine with that. And also, now that the Seattle Seahawks just went into Pittsburgh today and beat the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers, now that close loss last week doesn't feel as sweet as it should. Justin Fields was running for his life all day long. This is exactly the guy that the Pittsburgh Steelers gave up. You need to remind yourself here that the Pittsburgh Steelers had Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in their backfield. They let them both walk out the door, and they were about to have the janitor play quarterback before Aaron Rodgers came into the position. The Jets aren't going to... Dude, they got rid of the guy, I think his name was Gonzalez, who was supposed to be... No, Cook, who was supposed to be the second string. They don't have any quarterbacks. They have a lackluster team and a poor roster. Strap in and strap on, because this is going to be one of the longest Jet seasons you've ever seen in your life. And it's not going to get better any week. Now let's go to see what Aaron Glenn has to say in this press conference, because I'm all ears to hear why the New York Jets played in the manner in which they did. They better all have the flu for the way that they played.
Tony Adams has a groin. We still have to evaluate that and see exactly where he's at. Jermaine Johnson had an ankle. I mean, all these guys, we have to see exactly where they're at. But he had an ankle. Michael Carter, he had a shoulder. And Justin's in concussion protocol, right?
So your third string cornerback, your leading pass rusher, and your starting quarterback are all hurt after today. Yeah, this isn't gonna go well. And Johnson seems like now that he's a injury-prone player. and they're all below the waist, and that's a problem. Because when you're a speed rusher off the edge, you obviously need your lower body. Michael Carter III is out. That's terrible. And Justin Fields hit his head. And Justin Fields hit his head very hard on the field today. And he's definitely going to be out next game. And then Tyrod Taylor is going to come in, who gets hurt by his own shadow. I don't know what the Jets were thinking about with their backup situation in their quarterback room. Look at what the New York Giants have in their quarterback room. They had to let Tommy Cutlets go, which I thought the Jets should have brought into their organization. Guy's already in the building. He could have been a game manager for the New York Jets, but now the Jets have injuries on top of a bad team with a tough schedule. Things are about to get rough real quick in New York.
All right, so when it comes to injuries, that's what we got. When it comes to this game, very disappointing, very disappointing. All three phases, to be honest with you. And I just told the players, first off, I got to take a look at myself. I want to take a look at every player. I want to take a look.
You know, you can have all the sayings and all the motivational speeches you want, and you can act like Big Tuna, Bill Parcells, all you want, Aaron Glenn. But first, you got to do something, and first, you got to prove it before you can demand that kind of respect. So, Aaron Glenn, you better examine yourself. You better get into your game plan, and you better get into that coaching staff and find out what happened in this week's of practice and this week's of preparation that you guys actually felt confident enough to stand on the field with the Buffalo Bills.
Right, there's no stone that won't go unturned, right, without figuring out the issue. But I do know this. I told these guys this. I've been here before with two teams in New Orleans and Detroit. The one thing that we're not going to do is we're not going to waver with not one bit. Not one bit. The brand that we say that we're going to play, right, we're going to play that type of game, right? And our guys will get better.
Well, this is all lip service until he proves it, and that's the only thing Aaron Glenn can do next week. You know how last week he was saying it was like there's no feel-good losses and stuff like that? Well, I don't want to hear, hey, man, we really – nah, dude, you fucked up this game. Aaron Glenn, the second loss of the season is on our head coach, Aaron Glenn. And don't give me, we've been here before for the Saints and Lions. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear this is a new team. This is a new year. You're the head coach now. You're not an offensive coordinator. You're not a cornerbacks coach. You're not a defensive coordinator. This is on you, Aaron Glenn, not your players. This is on you not getting your team prepped for this Sunday.
The only thing we have to do is get ready to go back to work, all right, on Wednesday, and we'll go from there. I do know that. So any questions?
What can you pinpoint before watching tape, obviously, is where things kind of started to go wrong today?
I'm not about to sit here and blame this on the refs at all, right? Because I think they had more penalties than we did. It was some of the penalties that we had were things that we talked about that we shouldn't allow to happen, and those things came up, all right? So maybe I'll have to emphasize those even more.
And this is why I'm so upset with this episode is because they're doing the same dumb penalties under Robert Saleh. They're playing worse defense under Aaron Glenn. So I don't see much of an improvement from when Robert Saleh was the head coach of this team. And you know what? For all that's to be said, Robert Saleh had Zach Wilson thrown in his face all the time, and he had a top 5 defense every single year. You're seeing a team go in two opposite directions. I think you're starting to see a defense get the window closed on it, and you're starting to see an offense, what we thought was actually progressing, now is just completely rudderless and gone. I thought this was supposed to be a run-first team, and I understand when you get down 20-3 at the second half, you got to come out firing the ball. But, dude, if you're working on something and you don't care about wins and losses, and this game is gone, start running the ball. Start establishing the run. I want to see what Allen and Breece Hall can do, who were MIA today.
All right, and that's the way I look at it. That's something that I have to make sure I do a better job of. But other than that, they kept the ball, and we didn't keep the ball. It's just that simple.
What's on the penalties specifically? Did you think the Clemens roughing call was fair, a good call? And if
Well,
not,
the thing is, we know if they call that call, when you hit the quarterback high, when you hit him in the head neck area. All right, and that's just what they're calling now. So we have to be smarter than that.
And, dude, I can remember Clemens doing that twice last year. So what? He doesn't learn from that. And this is the thing. This is where they're going to have to be smacked in the nose with the newspaper until this isn't no ramifications land. But I don't know. I just hope that these guys don't get tired of Aaron Glenn's rah-rah shit halfway through the season and they mentally and physically check out. I just hope this doesn't turn into an absolute disaster because me being a Jet fan, why should I think otherwise?
You feel like that was a discipline?
Say it again?
You feel like that was an undisciplined penalty? You
I just felt like it was a penalty. So call it what you want.
Do you feel like you guys beat yourselves in the first half? The fumble, the penalties, the missed tackles on the Cook run?
You know what? That's yes. And usually when you lose to that fashion, that's what usually happens. So across the league, when you have those, that's what happens no matter what. So we have to look at that. And listen, I don't want to be a broken record up here, but I know for a fact we got to get back to work on Wednesday. And listen, we can't waver from the beliefs that we have. I do know that.
Aaron, what disappoints you or angers you most about what went on today?
You didn't keep the ball, Aaron, because you didn't play well. Your starting quarterback threw for 25 yards, and you didn't run the ball. So what paint was your offensive coordinator huffing today not to change it up and notice that whatever game plan that you schemed up today wasn't going to be working? So I don't know what to tell you guys. As a Jet fan, we're here, we're used to it, and we know every single year that we're going to be disappointed. And in fact, I should have went to the beach and enjoyed this beautiful Sunday, and I should probably start watching the Jets in October until they prove it after the first 4 games before I even start looking into them. But guess what? I'm a sucker. I'm a fool. And I'll be back here next week with the Jets preview and post-game show right here on New York Minute. The Jets are going to Tampa Bay next week against the Buccaneers. Yeah, that should be good, by the way. So I'll have you covered wall to wall, and you're going to see me mentally dissolve into a bag of mush by the end of the year. Mark my words, folks. This is going to get really bad before it gets better. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.